Let's walk through a BFR setup for your knees. The most important knee muscle is your quads, but many people with knee problems or knee pain experience discomfort or pain when they load the quads, especially when the knee travels over the toes. Then there's more pressure on that muscle. So instead of doing knees over toes exercises that might be provocative, here is a technique, blood flow restricted training, which kind of lets you keep your quadriceps strong, which is really good for your knee health, but without really loading your patella tendon, your quadriceps tendon very much, and also not loading your knee joint very much. And what we're going to do is use either just the weight of your leg or a weight on the ankle. So you could, for this purpose, attach something to your foot. However, most people are actually going to feel quite a good activity in the muscle even without a weight. But there's two options for a setup. There's kind of the how to say, like prison setup or a low-tech setup, just a rubber band. So let's look at that. I'm just going to wrap it around my thigh pretty tight and not like super narrow, but covering more of a wide part of the thigh. I'll just wrap it up. And I just finish it by putting the end under one of the previous wraps. So I got a little bit of compression here. For a big thing like the thigh, it's good to have a longer band that you can go around many times as much as you want. The exercise then becomes simply to do knee extensions. I find backlying is best. You could also do this seated, so you can do what you like basically. But I just hold my leg so it's not like a hip flexor drill. And then what we want is to move through the full range of motion. And on the top, I like to really contract the thigh extra, like give a nice squeeze that you really see the muscles flex every time, every rep. That hard contraction can make the end range tough, even though here it's stacked and there's not really a moment on the knee like there is here with gravity. So up here, instead of it being kind of a rest, if you really contract hard, then it's a really good way to feel and activate your front thigh quadriceps. Seated option would also be great. Then you might want to sit cross-legged or hold the leg up, something like this. And here the end range will be hard by itself because gravity is now pouring down on the leg here. So it kind of depends which range of motion you want to be hard. Do you want near straight knee to be hard? Then do seated. If you want this 90-degree range of motion to be hard, then you should do the lying version. The other gear you can use is a kind of professional or specific BFR equipment. If you have some of this, it's a super cool gear. It's very lightweight. You can use it wherever you go. And all it is basically this simple manchette or kind of cuff in English that you kind of take over your thigh, pull it tight, dam, 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 and there will be a little ventilation, put it in. This gear is pretty cheap, I would say. You know, it's not like for free, but you can get it for pretty cheap. Like 100, 150 euros, then you can get good equipment. Then I just pump this thing up, squeeze it until the pressure feels good. All right, now I really feel it. Yeah, a little bit more. And for some reason, it's better that you take it off when you train. That's what the manual says. Then now I have this tight thing going on and I just proceed with my training. And just a couple words about how much you should do. I would recommend perhaps going, well, we want to be high repetition. It should feel severely fatiguing in your thigh muscles. And you could do even more than 20 reps. So if you do 1 or 2 sets, I would recommend somewhere between 20 and 50 repetitions, just really getting a lot of blood flow, spending a lot of time until you really feel it burn. Because if you only do 15 to 20 reps, it might not actually be that challenging. I'd rather you do fewer sets and just really go high rep until you basically cannot take it anymore. It can be nice to know that even if it hurts on the muscular level, your knee itself is not being hurt in any way, because it's only 1 kilo in this case that my knee and my front thigh muscle is actually pulling, which is much less than what I'm doing as I walk downstairs or upstairs, for example. Be creative and make it suit to your own needs, and I hope you get great results and a stronger, healthier knee as a result.